with my back to the trail I've just come down. I think I'll go up to Turdava Vramak, which is 0.3 kilometers from here to the right. That's also 0.3. Just imagine that at some point in time there was probably a village here. Certainly some kind of structures. Probably was a significant intersection up on top here. Beautiful place to live if you think about it. That's the trail back. Catch arrows like this in the trail to tell me what route back. Place to walk with this understory of ferns, blue sky in the background, the birds. I'm guessing that the huge vine crawling up that tree and a lot of these other trees around me ultimately has the capacity to kill this tree, but I don't know. There's a suspiciously scraggly look to this tree. As I look around, most of the trees have that on them. In some instances it looks like the vines go all the way to the end of the limb. Some kind of something up here is evidenced by these buildings and this apparently somewhat recent trash dump going on up here, because I heard noises, and this road from some other place gives them access. A pretty darn good road considering how little access or use it has. Looking on the other side of that bay that I was at, we're on the other side of the mountain to where ships would have entered in through from the Adriatic, probably way up there, I'm guessing. Be kind of fun to have a small little power boat like the one I videoed yesterday that you could take off for the day and go visit some places. All you have to do is pull up somewhere and stay for the night. Nearby airport that I saw, just a stop just before the bus comes here to Kotor. We're looking at either at the Adriatic or we're looking at the Mediterranean proper, but I think through the haze over there the camera may detect land. If that's the case, we should be looking at Italy. Natural feature, but doesn't it look like a wall just like the wall over at Kotor? Cruise ships over there, so that must be some kind of a resort area. Those look like commercial ships too. Potential of this Montenegro coast versus Croatia, which is also well developed. The look of a fort, and it probably was, but a relatively modern one, like in the last 100 years or 200 years. New trail sign seems to suggest this ain't the trail. All windows with bars over them. I wonder if this was really a prison. Here's a sign saying Kotor, so back that way was probably a trail. In fact, this may represent a couple of trails. This intersection ahead, yeah. Might have been a cistern at one time, but whether that's a cement floor in there or just dirt, I don't know. And well, imagine a time when this hilltop was covered with people and buildings, maybe many different times throughout their history. Down on the surface, it's the sound of cement hollow, so I'm pretty sure it's a cistern. Mowing his lawn with a sigh. Maybe that's a breakfast bell or something. He stopped work for a while, so maybe that's what it is. Yep. Exchanged waves across the gulf of culture and language. Always one of the most pleasant things to do. Now I'm working my way back down to that intersection where the signs were, and then over to that other place that was 0.3 kilometers in the other direction. A natural outcropping of rock, maybe, with an interfacing man-made stone wall. One of the jets taking off from behind us, and the bells clanging down in Kotor. When I'm doing things like this, that I am. It always seems so much more reasonable and natural that I should be in Jackson Hole, maybe hiking on a trail I've hiked many times. But here, a country I've never been in before. Interesting, some kind of structure. Notice it has that crenellation, if you will. You can imagine humans using this location for eons. There's the entrance road into Kotor, or New Kotor, for lack of a better choice of words. That's what they call it. And then this road that goes straight away from us, the road I hiked down to get to this trail. And then down there, the entrance into the south gate. There you can see the switchbacks up to the top there, where I hiked way up to the top up there. Oh, I didn't realize there's buildings way up there. I didn't get that high. Got up to where those what look like pastures are. Now, I would have sworn that Risson is the little town way at the end of the bay, and that somewhere on the right down at that end is Pestar and the island of Mary, but I can't see those two islands. It is there on the right face that we can't really see. We're looking at it on edge. Climbs up there, and now we can start to see the switchbacks up the mountain. Way up there we can see that thing, and another, well, that's nothing. There's south. I can see a road that starts down about in the lower third, from the lower right to upper left, and switchbacks over here, makes it switch back to the right, then up the top, and then you can see that road goes over to those buildings up there. There's a pathway going up diagonally from there and down. Maybe that's a power source, or here on my log for half an hour, enjoying this very peaceful spot and reading a little bit of Steve Jobs. Now I'll go find another pretty place to sit for a half hour. I think that's a jumping spider, but I'm not sure.